Hey guys, welcome back to Conversations in the Cockpit. I have with me today Emma the pilot, and we're going to have a quick little conversation about what it's like being a CFII, CFII, MEI. Did I get all those ratings?
Yeah, I don't have a multi to teach it, but yeah, I got the rating. The weather the past couple days sucked.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I was like grounded for like a week. I was like, damn.
Yeah, and then last week it wasn't any better. Like there was like, I think like 3 days in a row where it's just like too crappy.
Crazy. I missed that snowstorm. I was gone.
I was gone too.
You were just in Florida, huh?
The 2 inches. Out over in California.
Oh, California.
Yeah. We flew to Catalina twice.
Nice.
And both the times we flew to Catalina Island, the audio didn't work out, so that part kind of sucked, but...
Oh, but...
Yeah. But the tower controller there, so nice.
Really?
Super nice.
I love when they do that.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend doing that at least once in your life. Get it on your bucket list.
Yeah, I've never been to Catalina.
Yeah, so how is it over at Tahoe landing there?
When you're learning, you're kind of just like, I don't know, this is how it is all the time. Now that I've flown like in Florida, like my first flight in Florida, I was like, holy shit, like I got so much power, like, oh my god, I'm coming like a rocket ship. But yeah.
Oh yeah, because of the density altitude, right?
There was one day, it had like a little density altitude calculator at the end of the runway, and there was one day it was at like 10,000 or 11,000 something. I was just like, damn, it's like a 5,900 something foot airport. But we were like, damn, it was like hot, like midday. It took us it's a long runway. It took us the whole runway on this little Cessna. It was crazy. But the mountains are, a lot more scenic than this. Illinois is the flattest state.
Yeah.
Or
I can believe it, yes.
I think it's
prairie land.
And Florida is the flattest. I think it's Florida and then Illinois. I was like, damn, I went from like a really cool state to like the 2 flattest states in the whole U.S. That's
kind of makes flying like a lot easier now, right?
Well, it's a lot less stressful. Like, flying while engine goes.
There's one less factor to worry about.
In Tahoe, like, oh my god, like night flying? Oh my god. Night mountain flying is like a whole other animal.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was the one thing that was, like, the scariest when we were in California was, like, not only is there, like, a ton of traffic, but then there's also mountains that you have to be looking out for and, like, trying to figure out how to set up for different patterns when there's, like, a mountain in the way was,
It's like noise abatement? Nah, it's like mountain abatement. Like, it's crazy. But, so teaching here is, like, way easier. Teaching there, I can see being a little tougher.
So what brought you out to Illinois?
My grandparents live out here. They live more north of Chicago. Nice. So when I moved out of Florida, I was like, I know I want to get out of Florida. Like, that's all I know. So I just packed up all my stuff, and they were like, yeah, you can keep our stuff here for a sec.
Yeah. So you've done flying in California and Florida and here. How do all of those things kind of, like, have they all, like, helped with, like, your own personal journey?
I think flying different places is so underrated. Like, people go to, like, one school and they get all their ratings at this one school and they never really leave. Like, they maybe go, that 250-mile radius maybe from that one place. And, like, it's just not enough. Like, you really got to go to, like, different states.
Yeah.
Fly all over the place. Because even from Illinois to Florida, they're both really flat states, but the environment is so different.
It is. Like, here we got, like, a lot of, like, colder weather, so, like,
oh my god,
it increases your performance so much.
Yeah,
like, you can take off in, like, 200 feet if you really wanted to.
Like, the performance is insane. And then you gotta deal with, like, icing and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Florida people, like, they talk about icing like it's like a joke. Like, you're like, oh, icing, like, sure, like, one day I'll see that maybe.
Yeah.
They get all their ratings there, and then
but then you get those isolated thunderstorms out in Florida.
We do get a lot of thunderstorms there. Here, actually, we get more thunderstorms here than I thought. I was like, I'm done with the thunderstorms. And
so when it's a thunderstorm, it's a thunderstorm. It's not like something that you can, like, fly around.
Like a freaking tornado's gonna come sweep us away. I was like, oh my god, it's like all green. Like, I was like, what the hell? It was so wild when that was happening. Now it's like, apparently it's gonna be the worst winter of all time in Chicago.
You know what? I haven't seen any of the snow yet, though. We got 2 inches, and then it was gone within a day.
Yeah, I know. I was like walking to the gym. I was like, oh my god, there's like a little tiny snow pile. Like, winter. So, yeah.
Alright, so let's hop into this. So, how did you first get into aviation? Was it love at first flight or something that grew on you?
I got a Discovery flight for my 16th birthday.
Okay.
I didn't use it until I turned like 17. Because I was just like, oh, do it later. I was doing high school stuff, like, oh, too busy, got too many friends. So I did my one Discovery flight, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like, nice. I like this. At the time, I wanted to be a nurse or a vet or something in that medical realm.
Okay.
But I wasn't like so set on it. And then I did a couple more lessons, and I was like, you know what? Actually, traveling the world for a living is not too shabby. Like, that was really cool. So then I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a flight attendant, because that's just like where my mind went. And I was like, wait, why would I do that? If I can fly the plane, why would I want to do that? I was like, I don't want to talk to people all day.
Yeah.
Window seat every time.
Oh yes.
It
all
like
day,
grew.
every day.
It was more of a grow into.
Okay.
I mean, I loved it the first time. I was like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing ever. But for career-wise,
So you took the Discovery flight. You were still kind of on the fence, and then you jumped back into it eventually.
But yeah, I didn't even touch plane. Well, my parents are both skydivers, so I grew up around airports.
Okay.
But I didn't think about flying planes ever. But so like I wasn't a kid that like had airplane toys or whatever. Like I didn't think about flying for a living until.
I mean, it was kind of similar for me. Like I never really thought that I would like want to like be like a pilot or anything like that. And then I took the Discovery flight and fell in love with the whole environment, the feeling of being in control of the plane and stuff like that. So
now look at us. Who would have thought?
What was your training journey like? Did you go 141 or did you do 61 all the way?
I did both, which I think is like important to see both worlds, because all the Part 61 people shit on all the Part 141 people, and all the Part 141 shit on the Part 61s.
I mean, yes, that's true.
I thought I don't identify as like a Part 141 rat or anything. I got my private land at sea Part 61. And then I just literally looked at, no pilots in the family, so I was like, well, my dad's a private pilot, but he got it in like the 90s. So he's like, I don't know what's going on. So I look up best aviation college, because I knew I wanted to go to college. And then Embry-Riddle popped up, of course, because they probably paid $1 million for all this.
Okay, so you're a riddle rat.
I'm a riddle rat, so.
I gotta give you a little bit of shit, come on.
It really does. It's okay, I get it now. And so I go there in Florida. I was like, I'm gonna surf all the time, like, sweet. Yeah, it turns out Florida surf totally sucks, but I didn't know that. So I went there for instrument through multi-engine. And then I knew if I was going to teach, I wanted to teach Part 61, because I was like, I don't know about this whole, like, really stuff.
Yeah.
So then I go to another 61 school, like, on that same airport, and I get my CFII, and then I went to a different one for my MEI. But I liked learning and teaching Part 61 a lot more. But 141 has its things. It's very airline-y.
Yeah, 141, I feel like it helps you get you through. Like, it's very structured, so you have a syllabus to follow. You always know what you should be working on.
Exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, and then they also have like a lot of resources for you guys as well to help aid in your learning.
So many planes, so many instructors. So like,
yeah,
that did really help a lot. But it was just, you got to be a kind of. You got to be a special person to like really thrive on that stuff. I didn't quite. Yeah. I'm not super Type A, so like, but all my Type A friends really thrive.
When you think back to your early training days, what's something that you wish somebody had told you?
I wish that somebody had told me to seek out more pilot friends. Just in my very, very, very like private days when. The school that I was training on, I never saw another student. Like, it was so small. And the CFIs were all private contractors. Whatever you call that, where they just, like, use the planes, but they're their own business.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're charging, like, the $50 an hour instead of, like, going through the flight school.
Yeah, exactly. So, I, like, never saw another student there. And, I just wish I had, like, somebody else to talk to while I was doing all that stuff that, like, understood. Because you try to, like, explain a check ride to somebody that doesn't know what a check ride is, like...
Yes.
You don't understand the stress. There's so many resources online. Like, I could have probably finished a lot quicker if I had known how to use the internet. And now they got, like, AI. Oh, my God. My students are like, oh, yeah, I just, like, programmed AI to, like, give me a mock check ride. And I'm like,
Yeah, I saw something like that where like
Oh
you
my
can
God.
like ask like ChatGPT like, hey, pretend that you're a DPE and ask me a bunch of questions.
I'm like, what the?
Yeah,
I
right?
had that when I was in my private. Oh my God. You
It
kidding
would have
me?
been so much easier.
I was
Yeah.
like watching like Mike 08 Alpha or whatever that guy's check
Love
rides like
08
over and over
Alpha.
and over, like driving over and over.
By
Oh my
Mike
God.
Alpha, Jason Schafer too, like his audiobook, it helped me a
his
ton
audio-
on
There's so many
flying.
podcasts too.
Yeah.
Like I didn't
Oh,
discover
the
that
Chief
stuff.
Pilot too.
I
Yeah.
didn't discover that stuff until I was like instrument commercial.
Yeah. It was very similar for me too. Like I didn't have any of that stuff for private, and then I started making friends, and then they all gave me like content ideas, and
Oh my God. Talking
Yeah.
to people makes it so much easier. Saying it out loud is like
yes. And then they share like their flashcards with you. They'll share like other
so
study
many notes.
materials.
They're like, oh yeah, I just think about it like this. I'm like, genius.
You're like, it makes sense. Yeah, and then it also always helps to like have like somebody that you can call to be your safety pilot.
Yeah.
But like
Oh my
when
God.
you need to go, you know you need to go flying, but you don't like.
That's another thing
Yeah.
I wish I did. I wish somebody had told me to like get out there and fly more by myself, or like
Yeah.
with other people that weren't my CFI all the time. Like I never did that. I don't think I flew actual instrument by myself
because you
until I
feel
was,
like you have to like keep going through your training to get
Right.
through, and like sometimes it's not about the pushing through. It's just about the kind of like getting in the
like,
cockpit
you know-
environment in a less stressful situation and just
Hey,
falling in love with
wait,
it again.
why did I do this in the first place again? Oh yeah, just so I can do shit like this.
Right.
So
Was there a flight or instructor that really shaped how you teach now as like a CFI, CFII, or MEI?
I got my first. So well, my first instructor was really discouraging. Like I picked her because she was the only female on the airport, and I was like, yeah, no, it's female power. But the whole time I was starting my training, she was just like, yeah, being a female in aviation sucks. Like, you're just going to have the worst time. And I was like, I'm like 16, 17. I'm like what? Like, damn, huh? And then,
I mean, the boys can be mean, but not all of them are.
some of them. But I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. So then I moved instructors a couple times, but my third one was Kevin. He was the coolest guy
Yeah.
ever. He was like, he has a seaplane business, but he was like, oh, I'll do a land, like, you know, for you, I'll do it. And I was like, oh, awesome. And he's just like the best. He always taught the whys behind things, which I think is really skipped over.
Love that. Yes.
Like, yeah, but why?
Yeah, because they tell you like, hey, you need to do this, and then you're like, but like,
Okay,
do that.
I'll do that, but like, don't know why I'm doing that. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do it. So knowing the why behind everything was so important, and like to like never box yourself in, like always be able to get yourself out of a situation no matter what. Like safety, and I mean, doing it in Tahoe when like mountains are everywhere, was like, you know, just like the safety element was a little more emphasized. I mean, it's always emphasized, but you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And, he just like always came at flight training like so stoked. Like every single lesson, it was like
Just like super excited about it.
like excited. I was just like, oh my God, that's so awesome. Because like when you go to Riddle, and all the CFIs are like on their like deathbed, like they're like, oh, another flight, like
They
I
hate
hate
their
my
lives.
life. I'm like, oh my God, like is this what being a CFI is? Like for the longest time, I was like, I am not being a CFI, because if this is what it is, like, fuck
Yeah.
that. I'm not
I
doing
think
that.
it's important to be like a CFI at some point in your training career, just because like, you know, teaching it really like instills
Oh my God,
all the
something-
information.
I never
Yeah.
knew how much I didn't know until I started teaching it. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
And then you get people like asking you questions, and then you have to answer them because you're their instructor.
didn't even know you could think about it like that. Or like they'll,
Yeah.
the amount of different ways you have to learn how to do the same thing, it's like, it's mind blowing. It's crazy. But yeah, that guy was like, I was like, I'm gonna be like that guy. When I teach, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring that much excitement and stoke and like excite, like whatever.
I love that. Yeah, and
It's
you're
just
super
like-
stoked.
So yeah, and he just cared. Like he was just like, yeah, like the passion he had was just so awesome. So
So, when you started instructing, what surprised you most about how students approach like their training today?
So I have a couple students that are just like really rushed, which
Yeah.
I was like, no, I was always like, I don't think I'm ready. I think I need to study more. Like I think I need a couple more lessons. Like I was way more of like a way over preparer, and it just like totally takes me back when they want to like get it done quicker. Like when they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, what?
I mean, yes, I think a lot of people are like super rushing through. I think some of that has to do with like finances.
That is
and just
hard.
It's just they don't want to run out on that. And like I know like people recommend that you fly 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
They do that so that you don't lose your proficiency. But like when you're still in like the stage where like you're learning, you need to get your writtens done. If you don't have your writtens done, you should not be flying 2 to 3 times a week.
I know. The students hate me when I say that. I'm like, okay, time to get your written done. They're like,
Yeah. I don't wanna.
It's the hard. It's like pulling teeth trying to get them to get their written done. Oh my
I mean, if it was just flying all the time, that would be great. But it's not just flying all the time. Like you have to learn how to do a nav log. You have to learn how to
all the boring stuff.
yes, all the stuff that you need to tell a DPE on a check ride so that you can prove that you're worthy of flying these airplanes.
Worthy.
Do you think social media has played a role in the pressure to move faster through
Oh my
writing?
god, so much. And actually, I have to like tell my students because of course they see all the people online that are just like, I started flying, 6 months ago and I'm working on my commercial.
Yeah.
Or like, whatever, it's like CFII or they're like airline pilots 3 years in. They're like, what? Okay, so I'm gonna do that? I'm like, okay, wait. Like if you look into those people, like they had every single resource, they had everybody telling them exactly what to do and when. We do not have, or I didn't have that. Like, I had nobody telling me what to do. If I could go back now, like, okay, I think that would change. But it's just like, it's so hard to see people getting so ahead of you, but you started later than them, or you're doing a totally different track than they are.
Yeah.
And, I saw this quote once or whatever, somebody told me once, like, when you're in aviation training, like, you really have to be like a horse with blinds on. Like, you cannot be paying attention to everybody else, because everybody's journey is so different. Even, like, I mean, I'm teaching the same curriculum or whatever to, like, 6 students, and they're all going to progress totally different speeds just because of, like, their age or their, profession, their finances, like, whatever.
Their background, yeah.
There's just, like, no aviation journey that's the same. No matter what. Like, you can try so hard to make it the same. It's just never going to be the same.
Yeah. And then we were also talking earlier about like weather, aircraft shortages, DPE,
maintenance. Like there's just,
and then sometimes there's not enough instructors to student ratios, and sometimes there's not enough students to instructor ratios, and it's just like there's always so many factors involved with aviation that it's impossible, unless, like you said, like somebody in the industry already, and you already have all the resources, and you just.
Yeah, if you got a kind of path carved out for you already, like, sweet, take that path, take advantage of it. If you don't, okay, like, there's a way, it's just not going to be that way.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Everybody gets there eventually. And I mean, we're talking a difference of, like, a couple years. Like, the people that get it, like, fast-tracked or whatever, they get the carved path, they'll get it done in, 3-4 years. Like, okay, maybe you'll get it done in 5-6 years. Like, whatever. 2 years and your whole life is going to be nothing.
Yeah, so all the students out there, stop stressing.
Yeah, that's just better. You'll get there eventually.
How do you balance being an encouraging instructor while also teaching patients?
Oh my god. I think I might be the most patient person in the whole world now because of being a CFI. Like, it is mind-blowing how patient you have to be.
Yeah.
Just watching somebody mess up.
Yeah, because you can't jump on the controls right away like you want to. You have to, like, let them make the mistake.
One of my least favorite things one of my CFIs did was just take the controls all the time. And I'm working on commercial at this point. Once they pass private, I'm like, I'm going to let you mess up pretty bad. Like, in private, like, okay, I'll like, because you don't know. But after you pass private, like, you get to figure it out. I mean, I won't let you break the plane, but...
Yes.
Yeah, when they grab the
we want to land safely, but other than that, you can mess up as much as you want to.
Plane will fly after this, but might bounce a couple times. It's just like, patience is so much bigger of a factor than I thought it would be. But being encouraging is really important too. I have a couple, and it depends on their age, gender too. I mean, I've noticed at least the older students don't need as much encouragement as the younger ones. The younger ones, you really have to be like, oh, you're doing great, sweetie. And then
I feel like girls too, they need a little bit more encouragement than the guys do.
Guys just like think they're doing it right away. Like they just have this crazy
Well, I mean, like, wasn't there like something way back when where it's like 51% of men think that they could land a plane? That cracked me up so much. That's so true. Like, I'll be talking to people about being a CFI, and they're like, I think I could do that. Well, for sure. I'm like, oh my god.
But
Then you put them in a sim, and then you're like, all right, go.
I do. I have a little computer thing at home, and I'll be like, try it, and they're just like,
It's all on takeoff.
literally, like it's. But yeah, it's important. Yeah, like my little compliment sandwich was the most important tool of being a CFI. Like you really got to start with something good, give them all the shit in the middle, and then end with something, like, oh, but overall, solid progress. But it's tough when they hit those plateaus. And they start doing like worse. Well, it is like really tough because everybody hits it. You just got to be like, that's just kind of part of it. But,
yeah, I remember I would always reach a plateau whenever I had to do like a solo or something like that.
Yeah,
that's because I was so stressed out about a solo that my anxiety would be like, all right, let's mess up on purpose.
All right, this is it. It's I have one student right now that's kind of going through that, and I'm just like, remember when you did your first lesson and you couldn't taxi? Like, look at you now. Like, you were doing so good. Like, just think about where you came from.
Yeah,
like,
how do we taxi again? It's the aliens, right?
Like, it was teaching somebody how to taxi is a whole thing. But yeah,
you use your feet. It's a leg workout.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to pull a student aside and say, you're ready for this next step, but slow down a little bit?
I haven't had to ask anybody to slow down. I have had to ask them to, or not because they're doing too good to slow down. I've had to ask them to slow down because they're not doing good enough. And I'm like, okay, you need to slow your roll a little bit. Like, let's go back to like the basics.
Yeah.
And like whatever, we need to work on some foundational stuff again. I haven't had anybody. I think I've really only had one student that was like just so quick through it. Like I'm like, wow, what? Like, most of them are like, okay, I'm ready for the next step, and I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen like that.
I don't think like speed equates to like your natural capabilities of being a pilot. I feel like there are some people who are naturally capable, but like because of like how training is set up and that kind of stuff,
exactly.
It does take longer for them. Do you think the push for fast track programs helps or hurts pilot development in the long term?
I think a special kind of person can really thrive in a fast track environment. But it takes a special person. Like, it is not built for everybody. It's not a cookie cutter type deal. And I've heard tons of stories of people that did really, really well in it. They went on to be great, airline pilots. And I've heard a bunch of stories of people that like left and knew nothing and just did all the row memorization and passed the test, but then didn't actually like learn anything. So for some people, yes, I think it's good financially. Like, when they do like those
oh yeah, for sure,
deals.
Yeah.
I've heard bad things about certain flight schools that do that. I'm not going to name them because I feel like that would be a legal thing, but
yeah, we don't need to name names.
There's some though that are good though. Like the smaller ones, I think. They're like, yeah, we can get you from here to here in this much time, and it costs this much fixed month. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Certain people. Some people I don't. I couldn't do that. I don't think. I was not that person. I needed to slow roll everything. Yeah. Like I said, I'm way over prepared. I'm like, nope, not ready. I need to do a couple more things.
See, my one big thing with like fast track programs is like if you get something done in like 3 months or 6 months or even 9 months, you don't experience all 4 seasons of the weather.
The 4 seasons, but so like that's what I was saying. You need to fly in different places too. If you get the fast track program done, you get all your ratings, great. Then go and get all that experience that you missed out on.
Yeah.
Or else you're just
get the ratings, then get the experience.
Yeah. So if it's a financial thing, for sure.
For someone who's struggling with the financial or emotional pressure, what advice do you give them to keep training sustainable?
Well, for starters, chair flying is so underrated.
Yes.
Nobody likes to chair fly. I don't know what is going on. I chair fly all the time.
I would chair fly before and after lessons. I would go through my checklist.
It is such a mind-blowing difference. Like, I can tell exactly when my students have chair flight and when they haven't. When they tell me they have and they haven't, I'm always like, no, you didn't. Don't lie to me. It's such a huge difference. Chair flying saves so much money and time because I don't have to explain how to do the maneuver for the 6th time. Like, I've already done it.
Yeah.
Then taking a break every once in a while. People think, you gotta like keep going the whole way. When you hit those plateaus or you hit, you're just overwhelmed with, maybe you got work or whatever, holidays coming up, like take a break. Like a lot of times my students will take a week break or week and a half, 2 weeks break, and they'll come back better than when they left, when they were doing it, 3 times a week. So
it's because they were stressing themselves out and they finally got that chance to let their nervous system reset.
So the break, relaxing, eating good, my god.
Yeah.
The amount of students I know that just like just disregard all of the, you know, hierarchy of needs because they're like flight training. Like, no, like still gotta eat,
The whole
gotta drink
I'm
your water.
checklist.
Oh my god. They're like, yeah, I got 3 hours of sleep last night. And I'm like, no, you're not
what
doing
are you
it.
doing here?
But oh my god, that kind of stuff. It really it affects way more than they think. Yeah.
Yeah, acute fatigue, it's for real. How do you personally define when a pilot is actually ready and not just logbook ready?
When they can describe the whys behind everything is usually my like test. If I can say, you know, ask a question, they'll be like, okay, wait. And they can pretty confidently answer all of that. Or I can put them in a scenario, you know, and they're like, oh, well, in this scenario, I guess I blah, blah, blah. If they can describe why they're doing what they're doing, or the how, at least, then I feel like they're getting there. They just need to get to that point. Then after that, they'll get all the experience and, like, apply it to, you know, other stuff, correlate it with other stuff, but...
Yeah. What's your favorite stage of flight to teach? Takeoffs, landings, or emergencies?
I do really like teaching emergencies because my dad has this awesome story of, on his check ride, his private check ride, you know, back when they had no rules, the guy said his engine was on fire, and, you know, now when you say your engine's on fire, you're like, okay, your engine's on fire, what are you gonna do? It's like really chill. He was like, no, this guy took his hat off and just started like beating me with it. He's like, your engine's on fire, your engine's on fire.
Oh my god.
And I'm like about to start emergencies in my flight training, and I was like, oh my god.
You're like, is this what it's gonna be like?
No, it was way chiller, but I do think people kind of chill with emergencies a little too much. Like, when that shit is actually happening in real life, like, it is not going to be a chill.
It will not be a chill moment,
So,
for sure.
I like to pretend like I'm a passenger and say their engine's on fire or whatever. So I'll be like, oh my god, your engine's on fire, what are you gonna do? And it, like, immediately they're like, okay, like, and I think it helps a little bit of the realism.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
I'll pretend to pass out. I'll be like, oh, your engine just died, pass out. And they'll be like, oh, okay. So I'm not there like, well, that field looks nice over there. So, emergencies are fun. And I also like, you know, when I kill their engine right over a field and they don't see it,
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Do you want to be my instructor for CFII? This sounds like fun.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, I love that shit. Landings are also fun. And landings are less fun to teach, but it's really fun to see them get it. You know?
Yeah, it's like that moment where like it kind of
When it clicks, oh my god, it is like just euphoric. Like they're like, oh my god, that's it. And I'm like, oh my god, it's like a gold mine. You're like, oh, it's just the cool. And then they forget how to do it in the next lesson. You're like,
That's so true. I feel that.
but it's really fun when it happens. And then it just like their motivation just like, oh, it's so awesome. They get so excited again. They're like, I want to fly every single day. And I'm like, okay, oh, you're wrong. Not yet.
That's what you need to tell us.
That was great, but I'll see you in a couple days.
Alright, and what's one thing every pilot should stop rushing to do?
Yeah, I mean, the normal. You just don't need to rush your ratings. You don't need to rush building your hours. But like I was saying earlier, like I've heard of a bunch of people just like speed rolling all their, and I thought that's what I was gonna do too. Like the 1,500 hours, like I was like, I need to get this as fast as possible. But you really don't. Like this is the one time I feel like in your aviation career when you can like really kind of just like enjoy and like, you know, like, chill.
This is the fun part. This is the general aviation part.
And most of what I hear is people, airline pilots or whatever, being like, wow, I really wish I like chilled out for a second. Like when I was teaching CFI or when I was learning, like I wish I just like had a moment, just like lived life like as a young person, just like having a cool job.
Because once you get to the airlines, it is a job.
And it's like
you
hardcore.
have somebody that you need to answer to and
all the time.
layovers.
I'm not there yet, but
Yeah.
I assume it is tough. And like right now, I'm like I had that realization a couple months ago where I was like, okay, I can like chill out. Like I don't need to fly 8 hours every single day. I'm like gonna burn myself out. My whole goal with this aviation career is to not burn out. And so far, I've been doing okay. But I think a really important part of that is taking a break every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, weather kind of like automatically like makes us take breaks.
I just took an accidental week-long vacation, so that makes it easy, I guess.
But it also makes it hard to plan for like an actual vacation too.
It does. Oh yeah. Once I had a lot of students, I was like, oh damn, like, can't just go on vacation anymore. I gotta plan, relocate all these students.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like and subscribe. Also join the conversation in the comments down below if you want to answer any of my questions. And see ya.